Welcome to the brand new episode of Youth in Entrepreneurship. This program is produced by Utsaha Nepal in collaboration with Utsaha Learning Center and South Asia Communication. You can watch our show on our YouTube channel Utsaha Nepal. Namaste, I'm your host for the show, Ritika Kharel. Youth in Entrepreneurship was first launched as a radio talk show in the year 2015 and 2016. For 2021, we are bringing this in video. In this show, we interview and share stories of entrepreneurs, and we attempt to understand the current scenario of entrepreneurial business in Nepal. The main objective of this show is to promote innovative ideas of younger generation. Our first guest for this season is Ms. Elina Prajapati. She is the Managing Director of Cera Nepal, which is Nepal's traditional ceramic business presented in an innovative way. So let's welcome Ms. Elina Prajapati. Welcome to show, Elina ji. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
So as a Managing Director of Cera Nepal, how is Cera Nepal doing?
Cera Nepal is doing, we are struggling, but then yes, it's going on. And we are trying our best to overcome all of this pandemic crisis and a lot of other challenges. So yes, we are doing our best.
So what do you have to say about current scenario of entrepreneurship in Nepal?
So far, Nepal has a quite favorable environment for entrepreneurship because there are much resources. There are so much things to be done because most of the things are not done. So we get like a lot of things that must be, these things are not done. So for an entrepreneur, there are a lot of things that they can innovate. There are a lot of things that they can work on. So yeah, I think it is favorable for entrepreneurship in Nepal.
And why did you think of joining your traditional family business?
This business has been a passed down business. However, my dad was the one who initiated to start a business, learn pottery, and take this far. Me on my side, I wanted to bring this skills, traditional skills of pottery to younger generations because after my generation, I think most of other have not been practicing the same traditional skills. So I want to take this opportunity to share my skills into the traditional business and also bring open doors to a lot of other generations to join this business and join this field of the job.
And what is the main purpose of this business?
The major purpose is if I have to talk about Cera Nepal is a manufacturer of ceramic products in Nepal. So we manufacture all kinds of ceramic products like for gardens, for decors, also for kitchen. So most of our lifestyle, we have ceramic products within us. So we produce all kinds of things that's made up of clay. And the main purpose is to connect to them, be part of their life in any way possible because we have been producing all kinds of things that makes you feel good. Like let's take an example of a coffee mug. When you are choosing a coffee mug or any design, you always choose that, connects to your emotions or something that you want to feel it, that you like. So yeah, being part of the lifestyle is our purpose and connecting to them is one of the purpose, if I have to put it in that way, through our products.
What are your future plans and visions for Cera?
Future plan is right now we are just producing the products and mentioning my challenges in the business is major human resource. So we don't have the potters who have those traditional skills to make handmade products. So mostly all of our products are handmade. So with the shortage of that labor issues, our future plan is to train younger generations and pull them into this. So we are still going on. We are doing a training, pottery training, ceramic training to younger generations. So yeah, that's our future plan. And other future plan is to expand our business to more places. Before that, we also are working on small things that can be efficient, like bringing new technologies in ceramic business so that we can produce really good designs. So that part is also going on. So if you have to put 3 points, the one would be bringing good technology for producing our products, and other is starting a training program for younger generations to learn these skills and join the business. And third is before we used to have like other designs, so we are bringing up our own designs, so that Nepali designs is this kind of product. So yeah, bringing our own designs and selling into the market.
So do you face any hardship challenges in your way?
Yeah, if you ask me like, do you face any good things, that would be good, because every day is a challenge. Every process is a challenge. If I have to put it like one or two things, major would be labor issues, because we don't have people who can make those handmade products, because younger generation have not adopted the traditional skills of making potteries and doing ceramic, and so shortage of that skilled labor in those traditional skills. Other thing is we don't have resources that is locally available. Let's take an example of a core thing, that is clay. There are very less clay mine that we have right now because of all this overpopulated city, so we have to bring clay from outer valley. So if it is not sometimes we have to bring clay from India, and anything that happens in case of technology like machines, equipments, it's not easily available here. We have to import most of the things to produce our products. So that's the major challenges that we are facing right now.
And how do you overcome that?
It takes a lot of patience. I think one of the major things that we are being able to overcome the challenges, and it's been like since 1984, that means with all this patience and believing in ourselves, yes, we can make it. That's the major thing. And we are also trying to locally make things. For example, if there is any kind of previously there used to be firewood clean, but right now we have electric clean, and this electric clean is not imported, but we learned from how these things are made through internet and everything, and we made with the locally available resources. So yeah, technologically we try to make our own local things based on what is available outside. So with that, cost cutting effective tools and a lot of patience, that's how we overcome it.
I got to know that you are involved in other ventures too. So how do you manage your time?
For me, it's all about priority. So managing time has been one of the major things that I do every day. So I put my priorities on top, like what things are necessary, and giving time to each of the things in a proper way. So I give a lot of time for my work. Beside that, some time for my family, for my education. So yeah, in that way I manage time. But it's not easy, however, it's manageable in my context till now.
In your opinion, what is the scope for young entrepreneurs in the developing country like Nepal?
For developing countries, the next booming economies, because developed countries have so much things developed already, and developing countries have right now politically and with all the resources that we can have in terms of cost, in terms of so many things. So developing countries have a lot of things that's flourishing and yet to be flourished. So there's opportunity in scarcity is what we all hear. So yeah, developing countries are the next pool of opportunities that young entrepreneurs can dive into it.
What are the flaws and challenges that young entrepreneurs work on?
I can take example of my own personal example of how one of the major challenges for me, managing my time, that I just mentioned, managing my time at home, at my college, and also my business. So that is the major thing. However, the vision is something still blurred to young entrepreneurs, because for a leader to still believing in yourself and keep on moving in your way, you have to have a clear vision. And young entrepreneurs nowadays will have like a short-term vision, and they want like fast profit, and they want things to be done, and the patience level is quite less to what I see, because in context of Nepal, you need to face a lot of challenges in terms of policy, in terms of so many things, like very small things at office and work culture. So vision, strong vision, and having that patience to still continue what you are doing. That is the most flaw. I'll not say a flaw, but then yes, the context is somewhat like, this is not being adopted by younger generation as an entrepreneur to keep on continuing what they are doing, because you see a lot of startups coming up. I think in past, after earthquake, there were a lot of startups in Nepal. But then, how many of the startups you see being continued till like 4 to 5 years, and still continuing forever, right? So yeah, continuing what they have started is something I don't see it, and the major reason is not adapting to your patience and your trusting your vision is actually, and also having the clear vision of what you want to do.
How active are you in social media? How do you balance your personal, professional, and your social life?
Social media, I think I am actually very active in social media because most of our work is going through social media. We don't have any outlet at my factory, so a lot of the things, all the customers, clients are in social media like Facebook and Instagram. So I am active both professionally and personally, because we communicate with my team members through social media, and also to our family members through social media. So yeah, I'm perfectly active, and balancing life has been so easy because we can connect anywhere we are. So it has been much more easy to balance life with social media, to put it in that way.
You completed your bachelor's degree and joined your family business. So are you planning to join master's degree?
Yes, I eventually plan to join masters, because that would add value to my experience. And degree and experience go hand in hand. If you only have a degree and not have an experience, that will not work. So what I believe is degree will only be possible and only be useful if you can practice the same thing in your experience. And I'm doing both. So I'm planning to join masters. That will give me a different direction, and that will give me a different set of mindset to work and take my business further.
What motivates you in your daily life?
Being part of that traditional family skill business. So every day is seeing my parents, being part of my journey and supporting me, and a lot of youngsters, saying like, being encouraged to join and learn about ceramic business and pottery. That motivates me. In everyday life, I think if any challenges come up, I would be very motivated to do things in a new way. So every challenges keeps me like, I have to think different, I have to think creative. So I will not have monotonous kind of life. So yeah, anything can motivate me in my life.
And how do you define success?
For me, success is a process, because it is never a goal. Success is never a goal, because you have that goal, you achieve it, and during that time you are happy with so many things in the process. So when I'm happy with what I'm doing, that's success for me.
We are almost at the end of our show today. So would you like to give some advice or suggestion to our younger generation?
I would like to suggest, you have to keep believing in yourself, because society is going to say something, your parents is going to say something, your friends will say something else. So you'll have like so many things going around you. But then the only thing that will drive you and keep you forward is what you believe in yourself. And I would like to suggest the same thing to the younger generations, that keep believing in yourself and trust the process, and that will lead you to your dream.
We had a really enlightening conversation with you today, and I'm sure our viewers must have been inspired by the story that you shared and might also want to be in contact with you. So is there any contact information that you can share with our viewers?
Sure, I'll definitely would like to share my contacts. So you can join me in Facebook if you search like a.prajapati.5, and in Instagram if you search alina.prajapati, you'll find me. And in my email, I'm actually very responsive in email, so you can contact me via alinaprajapati@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a pleasure having you in Youth in Entrepreneurship.
Thank you for inviting me on your show, and I'd like to thank the entire team of Utsaha Nepal, Youth in Entrepreneurship, and it was really a good conversation. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. If you have any queries or suggestions regarding our show, or you yourself want to be interviewed on our show, you can write message to us. You can message us on our Facebook page Youth in Entrepreneurship or email us at youthinentrepreneurship@gmail.com. You can also watch our show on YouTube. Log on to www.youtube.com/youthinentrepreneurship. Thank you so much for watching Youth in Entrepreneurship presented by Utsaha Nepal. I would also like to thank our concept director Abhilasha Raimaji. We'll be back again next week with another amazing guest. Till then, take care and have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.